everyone, and welcome back to a brand new speed build. Today I have a perfect family home for you guys, and I am so excited to share this because this build is pack restricted. A couple of weeks ago I wanted to sit down and make a pack restricted build because I've been realizing recently that all my builds use so many packs. Like, I never pack restrict my builds unless I'm doing like a base game one. So I was like, this is not realistic. Not everyone owns all the packs. So I wanted to sit down and try to make a family home using only a handful of packs. And by the way, if you're ever wondering like what packs I use in a build, I always have them all listed in the description box. So if you're ever like, oh, I want to download this build, but I don't have, let's say, like this pack, like maybe you don't have like Crystal Creations because it's so new, you can then go to the description box and see the list of packs, and they're separated into like the expansion packs, game packs, and whatnot, so it's easy to navigate. But yeah, so I decided to make this build, and for the packs that I wanted to use, I wasn't 100% sure at first which ones I wanted to use because I don't know what packs people own. Like, I obviously own all of them, and I have for a very, very long time now. I haven't always, by the way, like, I've not always had all the packs, but I do realize that not everyone do have all the packs, but I don't know which packs people have, basically. How many times can I say packs in this build? It's gonna start losing meaning to me. But anyways, I wasn't sure which packs people have, but in the end, I decided to go for one expansion pack, one game pack, and one stuff pack because I was thinking that maybe people have those. I don't know. I don't actually have any rhyme or reason to why I decided to do that. I decided to not have any kits because even though kits are cheaper, I don't know how many people actually own all the kits and which kits, if so. So I decided to just have this without any kits. But yeah, anyways, I should probably tell you what packs I used. I used the Growing Together expansion pack, the Parenthood game pack, and then the Laundry Day stuff pack. And that's it. So if you have those three, you can download this build without any issues. Obviously, I also use base game because, like, how you're supposed to play the game without base game. But yeah, if you have those three packs, you can use this build. Obviously, you can still play in this house with if you have like other packs as well. If you have like any specific items from, I don't know, another pack that you want to use, you can obviously just put it in here. Like, you can download this build and put it in. Like, once you download this build, you can do whatever you want with it. Like, I really don't care as long as you don't like take credit for it, like try to upload it as your own or anything like that. Like, I really don't care. So if you want to put in the flower arranging table from Seasons, you can do that, and like, no issues. Like, I don't care. You do whatever you want. Once this build is in your hands, it is yours, and I don't really care what you do with it. But yeah, I don't know. I decided to make a like typical suburban family home because I wasn't 100% sure at first what type of house I wanted to build. I knew I wanted it to be for family, but then I was like, should I try to do a modern one? Should I try to do, I don't know, modern farmhouse? Like, what should I try to do? But I decided to just make a classic suburban because why not? I didn't go off a picture from Pinterest for this one. This is just from my own head. It's a very classic suburban build, but I do really like it. And also, I decided to use these three packs because, once again, I'm not 100% sure what packs people like own, but I feel like if you are the type of person to play a lot of like family gameplay, these three packs might be packs that you own. Obviously, the Growing Together expansion pack was all about like family. It's basically The Sims 4 Generations. It focuses on family gameplay, so I feel like that would make sense for you to have it if this is the type of gameplay you like doing. And then for Parenthood, kind of the same thing goes. Parenthood has been out now for, I want to say, like 8 or 7 years, if not more. I genuinely have no clue, but yeah, it's been out for a very long time, and I feel like it's a pack that most people own. Like, anytime I see kind of a list on Twitter or Instagram or like literally wherever where it's like the top packs to have in your Sims game, Parenthood is always on there. I don't know why. I guess the but like, I love the build and buy from it. Like I use Parenthood all the time, in every single build that I do, because it's so handy. They have so many objects that I love, and then also I think, like, I'm pretty sure the gameplay is really good. Again, I have not actually played the game in so long. I only build. But yeah, I haven't done any gameplay in a very long time, but I'm pretty sure the gameplay is pretty good as well. And then I feel like Parenthood is just like one of those must-have packs that most people have. So I was like, I feel like I feel safe using it in this build. And then when it came to Laundry Day, I wasn't 100% sure if I was going to use that. I was kind of debating on what stuff pack I wanted to use, but then I decided on Laundry Day because I feel like a lot of people like the realism, and I also really like the build and buy from it. If you don't have Laundry Day and you still want to download this build, you definitely could. I guess the only thing that you would have to change is like removing the laundry section in the garage and like a couple of those things, but like I didn't use it as much maybe as the other two, which to be fair makes sense since it's a stuff pack and the other two are like, one is a game pack and the other one is expansion pack, so obviously it doesn't have as much content as the other two. But yeah, if you don't have Laundry Day and you want to download this build, you definitely can. Just maybe like replace the laundry station, the laundry area in the garage with something else. But yeah, I really hope you guys like this. If you have any pack restricted builds you want to see from me, like with any specific packs, let me know in the comments, because I really would like to make more pack restricted builds, because again, I totally understand that not everyone owns all the packs. Like, that is kind of insane to be able to do. But yeah, if you have any specific packs that you want me to build with, like maybe you want to see one with just seasons, or just cats and dogs, or just horse ranch, or maybe like you want to see like horse ranch and dying out. I don't know, that was the first I was trying to think of a game pack and that was the only game pack that came into my mind. But yeah, if you have any like suggestions of specific pack restricted builds you want to see from me, let me know, because again, I would really love to make some more, but again, I don't know what packs people own. Like, I have no idea. I genuinely have no idea. No clue, no idea. I was gonna say no idea, no clue at the same time, and it became no clue. I don't even know what I said. But anyways, moving on and talking about the family for this house. So this house ends up being pretty big, actually. It's built on a 30 by 40. No, it's not. It's built on a 30 by 20 in Willow Creek, which I haven't built here in so long on the channel, because I obviously have been working on my save file, and for my save file, I already have Willow Creek mostly done, so I don't really need to build any houses here. But yeah, I decided to build it in Willow Creek because I feel I've missed this world. It's a very good suburban world, so I decided to build it here. But it's built on a 30 by 20, and it ends up having actually a lot of bedrooms. So there ends up being a room for 2 parents, 1 teen, 2 kids, and an infant. Obviously, because I don't use cats and dogs in this build, there are no pets in this. Like, obviously, I can't put any food bowls or anything like that, because obviously they came with cats and dogs. But yeah, there are no pets in this. But if you do own cats and dogs and you want to add one, it's very easy. Like, just add a food bowl in, and I don't know, whatever. If you want to have a cat, you can probably add a litter box in maybe the garage or something. But yeah, so it ends up being a relatively big house. Like, I was not expecting that when I was building this. And at first I was going to make what ends up being one of the kids' bedrooms into an office space, but I had kind of forgotten about that, and I had already made an office space downstairs, and so then I was like, well, I guess this is now gonna be another kid's bedroom. So yeah, it ends up being for kind of a big family. If you don't have that family dynamic, obviously you can change the bedrooms around. You can make one maybe into an art room, into a full-blown office, into, I don't know, whatever you want. Again, once you have this in your hands, you can do whatever you want with it. Like, I genuinely don't care. But yeah, that's kind of the family I was envisioning for this house. Actually, speaking of you know how I said that, like, if you have any specific packs you want to see me use, you can comment about it. Please comment any type of family dynamics you want to see a house for, because I have been struggling recently, because I build so much and I don't want my builds to be all for the same type of families, but I've been struggling so much recently, to the point where, like, I've been starting to ask my boyfriend Every single time I'm building, I'm like, okay, I have this house, I have these many bedrooms I need to be for like children, teens, infants, toddlers, whatever. Um, who are they for? And then like he gives me who they're for and stuff like that because I I run out of ideas. I don't know anymore because I build so much and I'm kind of like burnt out on the whole like family dynamic situation. Like I don't know who to make builds for anymore. So if you have any like specific family dynamic you want to see me build for, please let me know in the comments. I would love to make maybe for like one of your families. Maybe have like, I don't know, two grandparents and a single parent with their teen, or I don't know, whatever. It can also just be like really simple, like you have two parents and then two teens and a kid. Like that could be it, but like please tell me because I need help. I need some suggestions because I don't know anymore. I don't know what to build for, or who to build for. Anyways, continuing talking about the build. The color scheme for this build, I wanted it to be kind of light but also have a kind of normal wood tone influence. I never know what to call the wood tone I used in this build because it is not like the darkest wood tone, but it's kind of this like medium brown wood tone. I think it's probably my favorite. And I decided to kind of mix the two, which I think works. I know there's a whole debate on like mismatching wood tones in this game, and I actually talked about to my boyfriend about this as well because I asked him and I was like, because he doesn't play the game, but I was just like, if you were to like, would that be a big deal for you? And we actually had a conversation about this, which is kind of funny because again, he does not play this game. Like at all. But yeah, we had a conversation about it and I realized that like there's certain wood tones that like work together if they're not matching, if that makes sense. Like this lighter kind of creamy wood tone together with like a darker wood tone works. Either this like again medium brown wood tone that I used in this build or the kind of like darker wood tone. I often mix them because I feel like it kind of brings a nice contrast, but like mix matching maybe like an orange wood tone with this like brown wood tone would be a big no-no in my book, but obviously like to each their own. But in my own little head, I like to be like somewhat matching but kind of not maybe like I don't know how to explain this. I like it to have some contrast but not being like overly mismatched, if that makes sense. But obviously because this is pack restricted, I was kind of limited in like what to use for this build. And I did struggle a little bit. I thought I was going to be struggling more, but then when I was building this, I realized we have so many objects for from the Growing Together expansion pack, and I was able to make this build still pretty cluttered and still pretty cozy, and I really really like it, and I hope you guys like it as well. Obviously with this being pack restricted, I wasn't able to clutter it up as much as I usually do, but it's still really cluttered. If you've been here before, you will know that cluttering is what I do. Like that is my thing. I clutter everything. Everything is very lived in. Every single house that I make is very like lived in and cluttered. But obviously because this is pack restricted, I didn't have all the objects I usually maybe use, but I think I ended up like being able to do it anyways. I think so. I think also just because a lot of the clutter I do use when it comes to like family homes comes from like the Parenthood expansion pack and the Growing Together expansion pack. Parenthood game pack, sorry, and the Growing Together expansion pack, because those two are just, I don't know, they're really good when it comes. Obviously, they're both family oriented, so maybe that's why. But like, they're really good. Like, obviously, I feel like if you are a simmer, if you've played The Sims for a while, you will know that like there's definitely a difference between the packs we are getting now compared to the packs we got maybe the first few years that we had this game. Like we get a lot more stuff now. We get a lot more like detailed stuff. We get I don't know, in my opinion, better stuff, and I feel like a lot of people will agree to that. Like I feel like if you compare like Get to Work to Growing Together, like you can see a huge difference in them because it's been a few years. It's been like, I don't know how many years between them, like 9 years or something. So like the newer expansion packs are, or the newer packs in general, not just expansion packs, but the newer packs are more detailed, and I feel like that's true to almost all packs except for Parenthood. I don't know, maybe it's just in my mind, but I feel like Parenthood was one of the first packs that we got that had so much stuff in it that like is very like still usable, because sometimes I feel like some of the stuff that we get are kind of like towards the time, if that makes sense. I feel like that's more so with cast, maybe like cast can sometimes be like the current trends, but Parenthood still holds up. Maybe not the cast as much. I don't actually remember the Parenthood cast that much. I'm actually pretty sure I don't use it too much, but I feel like at least when it comes to the build and buy, like the build and buy from that pack really holds up, and I use it all the time. My favorite fairy lights are from that game pack, which if you've been here before, you will know that I put those fairy lights everywhere. So when I was making this build, I was like, oh my god, I still have them. I can still use my fairy lights. But yeah, I don't actually know how I got to this point. I have no idea. But anyways, getting back into the build, I wanted to try to implement as many gameplay objects as possible throughout this build. Obviously, because this is once again pack restricted, there are not as many gameplay objects or options as maybe I would usually have, but I tried to at least. So there ends up being a piano in a like the stand-up piano that we got from the Growing Together expansion pack. There ends up being one of those in the hallway, which you won't see me do because I did edit that out, but there's a standing piano. There's also obviously an office space. In the living room, I did put down the infant's play mat because I was like, oh, that's kind of cute and it's kind of family oriented and I really like it. And yeah, I tried to put in small things like that. In the garage, like I mentioned before, there ends up being the kind of like laundry space, but there also ends up being a woodworking table, but then also the, I don't know, I never know what to call it, the gym equipment machine thingy. I have spoken about this in so many videos throughout the years because I don't know what that machine is called. It's not the treadmill. It's the one that like you sit down in and you do things. I don't know. I in real life don't go to the gym. The gym scares me. And so I don't even know if that machine like exists IRL, and if it does, I don't know what it's called, and I am so sorry, but I ended up putting that one in there. And then I tried to put in like a few different things like that. I don't actually remember what else. But I know I tried to put in as many like gameplay items in this build as much as possible, because like again, I wanted it to be very family oriented. And yeah, I hope you guys like this build. I am so sorry if this voiceover is a little weird. This is my fourth time trying to record this. I tried to record it last night, did not work out at all. I was very delirious. As I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go to sleep, and I'm gonna record it when I wake up. And then I tried to record it like maybe an hour ago, but I kept having voice cracks because I'd just woken up, and so here I am trying it again. By the way, I tried like a few times last night. It's not like I tried just once, I tried a few times, but yeah, here I am trying to trying to record this again, and I can already tell like my voice is definitely maybe a little bit weird, so I'm so sorry if that's the case. Also, I'm so sorry if you've been able to hear any birds or any cars or anything like that in the background. I did talk about this last week, but it is starting to become hot over here. Well, hot for me, not hot for many people. I live in Sweden. We don't get it like it's not that hot, but my room gets really hot because of my PC. My PC has really good like cooling system, but it still gets my entire room really hot. So I do have to have my balcony door open this time of year, or I will be dying in heat in here. So if you do hear any weird noises, it will be because I have a balcony door open. I hope that's okay, at least. Oh my god, my voice is now dying. Lovely. But yeah, anyways, moving on, talking about the build. Don't worry, I will be rambling, but I want to talk a little bit more about the build before I go on my rambles. If you've been here before, you know the drill. You know that this is what I do. I talk about the build until I have nothing to talk about anymore, and then I start rambling about stuff, which I do have some things to ramble about that I think you guys might find funny. But anyways, for the like kids and the teens in this this build, like I said, there ends up being room for one teen and then two kids and an infant. The infant's room is very generic. Like, I don't know how, like, personalized you can make an infant's room. I guess it could have like maybe a water theme or maybe like a nature theme or, you know, whatever. But I decided to just have kind of a generic infant's room. So, you know, because like infants don't have that much personality. Like it's not like they have like, oh, I want to grow up and be a, I don't know, soccer player. Why did I say soccer player? It's called football. I've been hanging out with too many Americans, but like I don't know. Like obviously they're infants. They don't have that many things they want to do yet. So it's kind of a generic room. The teens room ends up being kind of, I was gonna say kind of dark. It's not really. I don't know. I don't know. It's kind of this like a little bit more like edgy room maybe, and it's being a little bit dark. I was thinking that they really like music. They do end up having a TV that they can like watch from their bed. If I did have the City Living expansion pack for this, I would probably have put the gaming console in there, but obviously I didn't use the City Living one. If you do have it, I would probably put it in there, just like, I don't know, again for some extra gameplay. And then I don't know what else I put in there, just like they have a computer and stuff like that. So yeah, I also think I put in a guitar, I think. Yeah, I think so. And then the first kids room ends up being kind of like sports themed, and then the second kids room ends up being very just like a generic kids room. I don't know. I was thinking that they probably just like that maybe I was thinking that maybe like drawing, because they do end up putting the drawing table in there, so maybe they're into drawing. I don't know. But yeah, it's because I only had like 3 packs to work with. I didn't flesh out their like storylines or like what they'd like to do or whatever. Like I didn't flesh it out that much because I didn't have too much to work with. But yeah, obviously, again, if you decide to download this and your Sims family is different, you can change it to whatever you need. Again, I don't really care. But yeah, it's kind of who I decorated for. And yeah, I don't know if there was anything else. No, actually, there was one more thing I wanted to mention about the build. You would have seen that in the backyard, I end up using a swing set, which we got from the Growing Together expansion pack. However, you only got it if you like got the pack within a certain time frame. So I think it was like if you ordered it, like pre-ordered it, or if you bought it within like the first month of its release or something like that, you got that swing set. So I totally understand that maybe not everyone has that swing set. If I were you and you didn't have that, like if you got Growing Together, I don't know, maybe like a month ago, so like obviously if you get it now you won't be able to get that swing set. But if you didn't get it, I would probably replace it with maybe the monkey bars, because I did make sure that there is space for the monkey bars. I just like the look of the swing set better, but there is room for the monkey bars as well. So I just thought I'd mention that so I don't get like an angry comment being like, you said this was pack restricted, but I have to have bought the pack within like a certain time frame. But like, yes, technically, but you can definitely like replace it with something else. And maybe again, like the monkey bars, or maybe like if you have another pack, maybe like put some other things in there. But yeah, I just thought I'd mention it just in case you were curious. But yeah, I don't think there was anything else specifically I wanted to mention about this build. I don't think so. As always, it is fully playtested. I'm pretty sure I didn't run into any issues. If I did, the version you download from the gallery will be like the playtested version, so it will be fine. And also the screenshots are taken right after I playtested, so if there's anything changed in the screenshots, it's because of that. But yeah, I don't know if there's anything else I want to mention about the build specifically. Again, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm so sorry if you can hear a crow outside. It is being so loud. Normally I don't like recording during the daytime because there are birds and there are cars and there's my family and stuff like that, but I have to record this today because the video is supposed to go out tomorrow. I usually like recording on Wednesdays because then I have some time to like edit the voiceover and get things ready. But again, I tried to record it last night and it just did not work. So here we are. I'm a little late out, but it should be fine. It should be fine. But yeah, as always, if you have any questions about the build, let me know in the comments. And yeah, I don't know if there's anything else. Let me know if you do have any questions or anything like that. But yeah, moving on to talking about rambling things, because I have something that I really would like to talk about, because if you watched last week's video, you would know that my boyfriend scared the ever living bejesus out of me, because because he messaged me after watching my video being like, hey, I need to talk to you about something you did in the video, and I was really scared. Turns out it was just like he was mad about the roof or something like that. And so last week my boyfriend watched that video, and all of a sudden he kept going like ruh-roh, like ruh-roh, and I was like what happened? Because like you know how you will sometimes go like ruh-roh like when something happens. I don't know if this makes sense, but anyways, you do that sometimes. And I was like, what happened? And he was like, nothing. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I kept doing it, and I was like, what's going on? Like, what happened? And he was like, nothing. Don't you remember when you said, like, when you've said that recently? And I was like, no, I haven't. Turns out that my boyfriend likes making fun of me. Because if you watched last week's video, you will know that I tried to say the word retro, and because of my accent and stuff like that, it didn't end up being retro, it ended up being retro, and then he was making fun of me for it. And not just like, oh, he was making fun of me for it for like, I don't know, like a little bit, just like in that moment. No, he's been making fun of me for it for a week. Like, he will randomly go retro. He finds it so funny. To be fair, it is kind of funny. But like, now I have to watch what I say in every single video, because he does watch all my videos, and which is again really supportive, because he doesn't play the game but he still watches all my videos, and now I'm scared that he's gonna make fun of more things I say, because I say things wrong all the time, and yeah, so retro is now an inside joke from me saying something wrong in a video. And then he was like, I'm gonna hear about this next week, aren't I? And I was like, yes, you are. Because it's funny, and I need something to talk about in my videos. He also said that like I already know how like your videos go, like your videos are very predictable, and I was like, isn't that a good thing? Because like I like the fact that when you watch one of my videos, you know what's coming. Like, you know that once I'm done speaking about the build, I'm just gonna be rambling for a bit about stuff. So he was like, I like that I know that, and I was like, that's the point. I want people to be able to come here and be like, oh, I know what I'm getting myself into. If this is your first video here, hi, I'm Mal. I like rambling, and I have a boyfriend who I love very much, but who makes fun of me for saying retro. Oh, that was so funny. Again, it's been a week, and he still talks about it. I'm pretty sure he started, like, he's been doing it around other people as well. Like, we will be with our friends, and he will just be like randomly go retro, and I'm like, what? Stop. Stop. I don't think anyone else knows where it's from in like our friend group and stuff like that, but that's kind of funny. He also he also, okay, so again, if you watched last week's video, you will know that he had a qualm about the roofing of the video before that. I was talking about like how he used to do construction and stuff like that, so that like he sees things through that lens. And then when he was watching last week's video, he was like, oh no, the forbidden drawers. And I was like, what do you mean the forbidden drawers? Like, what did I do now? And he was like, there are drawers that are not accessible. And I was like, dude, I do put clutter in front of, like, I don't know, if I have like a chest of drawers in a bedroom, I do put clutter in front of it sometimes. And he was like, no, this is in the kitchen. And I was like, what do you mean in the kitchen? And then I hadn't thought about this until now, and now anytime I use these like counters, I see it, because with the counters that we got from the foreign expansion pack, which I did use in last week's video, the corner counter, if that makes sense, it has these drawers, which I hadn't thought about until he mentioned it, but like, you can't use those drawers. Obviously, like in my kitchen in my own house, we have like a corner counter thingy, but then we have a like door that like swings open, that like kind of like foldable, like retractable. I don't know how to explain it, but like that makes sense. And I feel like a lot of the counters in this game usually have like that type of element, but the counters that we got from the foreign expansion pack just have some drawers, and that doesn't make any sense. Like, how are you supposed to open them? And he was like, and and I was like, that doesn't make any sense. But he said that he has seen that, like, IRL, like, he's been in houses that have that, so I guess that is a thing. But, like, why would you do that? Like, that's just wasted storage. Like, you can have storage there, but you can't actually access it. So yeah, now anytime I use those counters, I just see that, because I hadn't thought about it until he mentioned it. Like, I never look at that, but yeah, now you are cursed with that knowledge as well. I am no longer alone in knowing, in the knowledge of the forbidden drawers. But yeah, I can't wait to see what my boyfriend has to say about this video. He definitely is going to have some things to say, and I'm wondering what it's going to be. So if you hear me ramble about something next week that my boyfriend said, that is why. But yeah, anyways, how are you guys? I hope you're well. Besides the whole row thing, I have had a kind of weird week. If you watched, again, last week's video, you will know that I was saying how I've not been feeling like too great because of like allergy season and stuff like that, and that is true. You might still be able to hear it a little bit. And I have like pretty bad allergies this time of year. And that together with my asthma is not a great combination. And I was having this like absolutely terrible cough last week. Like like I recorded last week's voiceover, and then everything just went downhill from that. Like, I could not breathe at all. I had this really, really terrible cough that like hurt, and it was awful. And I have had that type of cough before a couple of times. Most recently was when I had COVID over Christmas, which it was horrible. And when that happened, I contacted the doctors because I was like, hey, I need some help because the like over the counter medication is not working for this cough. And so I got prescribed a cough medicine that's like the only really cough medicine that like will help. However, we discovered that I'm allergic to that. So I obviously couldn't like take that again. And so last week when my cough got so bad, like I couldn't sleep, I couldn't breathe, like it hurt so much, like I couldn't do anything because of this cough. And my mom was like, you should contact the doctors, and I was like, I can't, like, like I can, but there's nothing they can do because I am allergic to the one medicine that will help. But then she was like, no, do it anyways. So I did contact them, and I was able to get some medication that is specifically for like allergy season, which I already take like that, but I got like my dosage got upped and stuff like that, and I got like one specific like 1 week kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but like is this like fast thing that like you can usually take it over a long time, but like you can take like 6 tablets a day for a week to kind of like, I don't know, boost the system. I don't actually know how to explain this, but anyways, and so I did that, and it's been, yeah, like I think of like a week now, and I feel so much better. I can actually breathe. I do still have the cough, so if there have been any weird like cuts throughout this video, that will be why, but I do still have the cough, but it's not as bad and it doesn't hurt as much, and I can actually sleep now, and it's so nice. But yeah, allergy season has been kicking my butt, and I do not like it. I feel like it's been hard on a lot of people, especially here, because like we went from having like pretty cold weather, and like we literally had snow in April like several times, and then I think it was specifically like last week it just kind of exploded with the sun. Like the sun has been out almost every single day, and so pollen has just been like, yes sir. And so it's been really hard for a lot of people, but yeah, I'm really happy I was able to get some like actual medicine that helped, because again, the one cough medicine that would work, specifically if you have asthma, this is like one specific cough medicine, I can't take it because I'm allergic to it. And there's one more that can work, that it's not prescribed as much, but it can work. However, that one still has the one substance that I'm allergic to. So yeah, if you've been here before, this will not be a shock to you, because the tale of my health is something else, because I am almost always sick somehow. I have a lot of different allergies, like I have a lot of different health issues, so yeah, gotta love being me sometimes. Honestly. But yeah, I hope you guys are better. I hope you guys have been able to handle the allergy season better than I have. Again, thankfully I was able to get some medicine. And thankfully we have free healthcare here. If I lived in the US and I didn't have free healthcare, I don't know what I would do. Like genuinely, I have no idea. But yeah, I also thankfully haven't been at work this past week. They haven't needed me this week. I work, I think it's from next week and onward. I work like a lot because it's summertime, or starting to become summertime. But this week I've been off, thankfully, so I've been able to like actually like recover from this because my lungs have not been happy about me, with me. It's a good thing this voiceover is almost over, but yeah, I hope you guys are better. I hope you guys have been having a little bit of a better time, at least health wise. Let me know what you guys been doing. Yeah, I don't know. Isn't it like graduating season for some people? I think so. Over here we don't like end our school year until, when is it? Like June, like middle of June, beginning of slash middle of June. But I've been seeing a lot of like graduating videos and stuff like that, I think from the US. So I guess you guys have already started to graduate, which is really weird because it's the like beginning of May and you guys are like already graduating and like stuff like that. Like it's a little weird in my eyes, but I don't know. I don't know how the US system works completely because obviously I've never lived in the US, so I don't need to know. I don't particularly need to know. I used to go to school with an exchange student because I went in like high school slash college at an international program, and we had an international we had an exchange student from the US for a year, and I remember that she left around this time because like that was the time that they graduated or like finished school in the US. So she was like, I already planned for this and I didn't realize that you guys don't end. So yeah, I don't know. I don't even know how I got here. I'm rambling. I'm trying to finish this voiceover. uh I I don't even know what I'm gonna talk about now. I have, I don't know, maybe a few more minutes, like 5 minutes, 5 more minutes I need to talk, and I don't know what to talk about. I don't know. What have you guys been up to? I'm trying to figure out what I've been up to. I've literally just been playing Sims and listening to my podcasts. That's it. Obviously when I do that while in call with my boyfriend all the time. And recently as always, I listen to a lot of true crime podcasts, and recently there's been just some actually like actual bamboozling cases, and so all of a sudden I would just be I will be in a call with my boyfriend. We'll both be quiet because we're all both doing our own thing. And then all of a sudden I will go like, dude, you need to hear this, because he is really into like, not really into weapons and stuff like that, but like he knows about them because he used to do like military stuff and whatever. And yeah, it's every time I just hear something bamboozling about like specifically weapon wise, I'm like, dude, you need to hear this. So we've been having a lot of discussions about that, which is actually really funny. It's tragic because people end up hurt. Obviously, it's a true crime case, but like, it's kind of tragic, but also it's kind of funny sometimes because I'm like, how do you do that? How do you misfire something like that? I don't actually know. But yeah, that's literally all I've been doing. I've been playing Sims, building and editing a lot, and then listening to my podcasts, watching Criminal Minds as always, because Criminal Minds is the best show ever and I love it so much. And I don't know what else I've been doing, actually. Genuinely, I have no clue what else I've been doing. I've been dying from being sick, and that's about it. Like genuinely, I'm trying to think of like what I've been doing this past week, and that's all I've been doing. Wow, I have a sad life. I have a very sad life, because that's all I do. I just play Sims all day. It's a good life, don't get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I love that I'm able to do that. I love that I'm able to just be playing Sims all week. Again, starting next week, work will be a thing again because summertime, so yeah. Anyways, I don't even know what I'm talking about anymore. I'm trying to stall because I don't even know. This voiceover has been a mess. This video has been a mess, but it's okay. It's what it's, you know, if you've been here before, this is what you were signing up for. This is what you get, you know? But anyways, that's basically it for this video, and I really hope you liked it, and don't forget to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!